Yo, so for real, like this one, I'm really super excited for because I've been really anticipating this drop. Finally got it. It's the ES5 blade, and if you don't know, you better act like you know. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. There's no reason to be showing my face. And look, listen. This is the ES5 blade from EverSince. This is a collaboration with Gamma. These blades are something that I've been anticipating. I've been really waiting for this drop for a very long time. I mean, a very long time is several months for me because I was a little bit late to the party with EverSince and what they do. But last year I got hip to this ES4 blade. Look at that thing. Definitely a beast. I equipped this thing on my Gamma Plus hitter. This was my first blade from EverSince and has not seemed to disappoint. Speaking of, this blade is zero gapped. I zero gapped it using this new Gamma Plus universal blade setter. It's got this thing super on point, got it nice and tight. This tool came with the cyborg trimmer. And if you're not familiar with the cyborg trimmer, you need to act like you know something. Because if you're here wondering how well this blade is going to perform, I have no idea, but we're gonna find out together because I'm gonna go ahead and set this thing up and get it going. Because if you didn't pay attention, I have next to this thing, the Protege trimmer. So this is my favorite trimmer as far as the whole shell of it. It's a identical version of the hitter. This is just a more affordable package that Gamma Plus as well as Stylecraft has their own version of the Protege, and they definitely did something here because for those of you who are in need of something that does the job, ergonomically friendly, this is it. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. For those of you who are not familiar, this thing does do the job. And I'm going to read a few things off of it while we're at it, just because I might as well do a review. And of course, while I'm at it, go ahead and swap the blade, because the blade that comes on here is good, but I just don't want to use this blade. I know what it does. I've used it for several months and it does great. It's awesome, you know, but I want to get this ES5 blade on there. But before we get into this, it's going to be put aside for the moment. And we're gonna go ahead and review the Protege trimmer by Gamma. As always, read off of the side. We might as well go ahead and just peel this thing right off, right? Why not? Let's do this. Yeah, Gamma, for those of you who know by now, I definitely rock with Gamma. They take care of your boy as far as the quality that these people produce over at Gamma as well as Stylecraft. I'm all in because there's nothing like what they are doing on the market. They have different tiers of levels of affordable items, and look at that. I mean, that thing looks beautiful, amazing. But I'm gonna go ahead and read some of the features on the side here. So this is a modular compatibility situation here, you know, pretty much custom lids. You can swap the lids, no problem. You can remove these lids. The lids are sold separately. Then of course you have the removable drop top. The drop top is this covering right here. You can remove it to where it exposes like a skeleton look attached to this. So you have options, okay? And those options will get this thing open real quick just so you can see what I'm talking about. This is the skeleton right here. You can swap this cover for this one, and you got options. So they do package this thing well. You have a charger. This is the standard charger that comes with the Gamma Plus and Stylecraft models. This thing is definitely on point. And they do, of course, give you a charger block, but you're not going to necessarily get a charging pod or dock, you know, the little station, the stand that you can charge it with. You're not gonna get that with this because this is the more affordable version of the hitter, like I said. So you're not just going to get everything full package because you're gonna have to pay over $100 for that full package. But in this case, so you got some guards, a little oil, you know, just the standard, you know, just the basics. You get what you need. This is mainly targeted for those who are on a budget, and this is a decent package here. So that's what's in the box. That's what comes with it, skeleton. I'm gonna keep this cover. Actually, I'm not going to use a skeleton, and I'll stick this back on here and keep it standing just like this. There, come on, work with me. Boom, there we go. All right, and just slide this back here. So moving on, this has a mini USB rechargeable compatibility, so you can charge it on the back right here. Okay, eventually I'm hoping that they can change this to the mini USB charger, which it's not that deep, but it'll be a nice touch because really at this point everybody should get on board. I'm gonna stick this cover here, use that for my house calls when I'm packaging my stuff up. But anyway, look, this thing right here is going to be a game changer when you add this to your arsenal. It has adjustable blade, which we're not going to adjust this blade. Nice blade. It's a great blade. I'm going to swap it for that, of course. And you have a 4-hour cordless runtime. 4 hours. For a small package like this, which is very ergonomically friendly, in hand it fits perfect. I mean, you know me, this is my favorite model from Gamma Plus as well as Stylecraft. The Protege, sure, but this is just a hitter in disguise. So pretty much that's it for that. I'm not going to bore you with any more of that. I'm going to slide everything in here and let's get to the fun stuff, because I may have somebody that will be in soon so I can try this on them ASAP. I recently just swapped blades, just a side note real quick, on my other Gamma hitter. I put a classic X Pro fixed blade on here, which is equipped with the 1 cutter. This thing is money, but we're gonna put this away. Definitely get that and add that to your arsenal. So yeah, that's what we got here, and this I won't get to use. I would love to use you, but it's not happening, you know? Check this out. Wow. I didn't open it yet, you know? It didn't come with any cover on this for some reason. When I got it in, it just kind of came naked, but look at that. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Do I have 2 different cutters? What? I had no idea what I was getting. So this is the fixed blade. Oh, that means you got options. Oh my God, hold on, what's going on here? Let's find out. Okay, fully modified blade kit, exclusively modified for Gamma Plus. Okay, I mean, these are definitely gonna be compatible with the Stylecraft, I'm sure. Anyway, you have a slim plus deep tooth cutter. So you have slim, I can tell already. This is the deep tooth cutter up top. Those are shorter. The cutters on this one are shorter. Okay, they did something different. I see why it's priced at about $70. Don't quote me on that. I will make sure to put everything in the video description below. So actually, you know what? Let me hit this with a quick Google search. Quick second, hold on, y'all. How much does this thing run for? Let's find out. How much is the ES5 blade? It goes for $69.95, so $70 blade. You get 2 different cutters. That's worth it. I definitely can dig it already. They know what they did with this. Wow, damn, they're loud. Anyway, you have triple 2 times cut, yeah. So this is pretty much getting repetitive. 2X cutters, slim deep tooth cutter, hand sharpened and polished, perfectly balanced, zero gap, ready. Yo, look, I don't know which one I'm gonna go with. Oh my goodness, why would y'all do that? Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna go with the, deep tooth. That shallow, it sounds cool, but I know what that shallow does, and we'll try that out later. I'll let y'all know in a whole different video how that goes. So you have the slim, this is the deep tooth cutter, and they are definitely both sharp. I mean, just off of the touch, the look, these things are ready. So I'm gonna go ahead with the deep. Go ahead and set this thing in here. Slightly loosen these up. As much as I would love to try this out on some it coming ready out of the box, I apologize for those of you who are curious on how well this performs, but at this point, I'm gonna get real with y'all. This is a blade that I have been waiting for. At this point, I am ready to give this a shot with the zero gap version. I don't wanna wait. First try didn't really look good. Gonna attempt it a second time. Even though you have a tool, you still have to keep it real careful, y'all. You got me? Gonna go ahead and do the third try. And I'm working on the 0.3 because that zero gap, that true zero gap, I don't trust it. I don't know about y'all. I don't trust it. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let me zoom in on this so y'all can see what's going on. There it is. It's ready to go. Y'all see that? That is 0.3 standard. So go with the 0.3 because it's safer. It's a better idea because this true zero gap, if you are about that life, go for it. I have some tools that are like all the way zero gap, but you need to allow some room to let the cutters do what they're supposed to. Feel me? And real quick, this thing didn't come with any type of grease, oil whatsoever. I highly doubt they packaged this with oil. No, nope. Box is empty. Just some styrofoam, whatever the heck this is. And if you know, I use the Oster. Definitely you can find this in my storefront on Amazon. This right here, this is almost done. So I keep these on deck, of course. This is just an older package and I've had these around all over for some time now, and yeah, but I always lose these, and whenever I do purchase any, I get them off of Amazon. So Amazon storefront, you can find this. best grease in the game, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this right along the middle area here. Rub it in. Just make sure. So, you know, I rubbed it all over. Should be good enough right there. And put some right in there. In the middle, that's where the rotary will go. Got a little spinning right there. That's where it sits in. Yep. Put the top back on here. Set this over here. We have a razor ready to go. So just FYI, this 0.3 millimeters compared to the true zero gap here on this side, you make your choice on what you want to use. I picked the 0.3 standard. It's on point. And judging from what I saw the ES4 blade come in like off rip, it was good. I would have loved to try that out, but honestly, I want to adjust this to my liking because the ES4 blades were required to be set properly to your liking, because when I first got mine, I'm talking about this blade. When I first got it, it wasn't doing the job how it needed to. It was decent out of the box, but it wasn't that great until you zero gapped it, and that's what I ended up doing by eyeballing it. But when I did it with this, I actually went with the true zero gap for this one. It's because this is a softer cut if you don't set it properly, and it's broken into, so I'm not really trying to do that 0.3 because I know this blade, trust me, you gotta zero gap this one, true zero gap. Now this one on the other end, this ES5, I'm not going to do a true zero gap. I'm going to try it out on myself real quick. Let's see how balanced this is. I'm not going to tighten up too tough. That's how that sounds. So it's quiet. I'm going to a little cool care. Should I do a cool care? You know what I'm going to do? Do the clipper side. Feels good. Okay, so off the rip, first impression on my arm, as close as I have that, I don't feel anything. That could mean this blade is going to be amazing, or it could mean it's going to be amazing. That's all it is. Yeah, that's ready to go. Wow. This reminds me of this cutter. It's wide and they do favor. That's what it reminds me of. But these look sharpened and they feel really smooth. Compared to this, they're smooth, but I think it's because of the materials. That gold. I love this blade. This is my favorite blade. It's my go-to right now, but set this here. Yeah, this is good. Wow. Yeah, stay tuned. Let's see how this feels on hair, actual hair, when lining up and balding out and stuff. So stay tuned.
After a haircut from me.
This one will start a fight in the bar. Two women.
Man.
Maybe 5 of them. Women be hating on each other. They trying to figure out who's gonna take who home, and if it's gonna end up being you, don't blame me for nothing. It's your doing.
Man.
You chose this cut.
I did.
As you can see, that haircut's pretty fresh, but what I must admit is unboxing this blade set and equipping it onto the Protege was very satisfying. Surprising indeed, because I didn't expect two blade cutters. That was a surprise. I definitely did not see that coming. So I'm not gonna even try to like drag on this video. It's gonna be just about 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how I balled my man's out, how I went in all multiple different directions to make sure that this thing doesn't snag. I don't have to make too many passes with this, which is a good thing. This is a modified blade, so it's extremely sharp. Make sure when you do set this thing up, you set it up properly, because believe me, from me just experiencing what I have with EverSince in the past, especially using their ES4 blade, this ES5 blade is a beast. I guarantee you won't be disappointed when you purchase this. It's pricey, sure. It costs as much as this Protege costs, but it's worth it. I will say you need to stop waiting right now, because how this thing prepped the scalp for this foil shaver is crazy, and it was going through it like it's nothing when it comes to that hair. Then as soon as I laid the foil shaver onto the scalp, man, it was going through like butter. Easy. Set up everything real proper, smooth. This is not one of those things where I am trying to hype up a cool looking blade just because it's modified. You know how I feel about zero gap and modified blades. That's just so popular to the point where it's exhausting, literally. And like I say, you don't have to do too many passes with this blade. And in case some of you are wondering, just to give you a little bit of context or homework, the blade that is fixed on there is a modified version of what I guess we can call it the ultimate blade, or the ultimate 2.0 blade. You feel me? So they also took the one cutter, the wide version, and put it on this thing. So I kind of knew exactly what I was talking about when I just felt it by placing it onto my skin on my arm. And I mean, it doesn't take too much to just eyeball it and look at it at first glance. If you know blades, you know blades, especially when it comes to Stylecraft's and Gamma's blades that they have out there are very similar, but they all do different work. They're not going to do the same work. They're not going to perform the same. As you can see, this line on the front forehead is perfectly straight. I had to overcorrect my man just a little bit, of course, as you can see. So any one of those people watching that don't like so-called pushbacks, hey, I gotta do what I have to for my mans. All right, I literally have to do what I just did, because he is thinning out a little bit in the corners, and whatever is happening, we don't have any control over it, but he wants that sharp line, and he appreciates the fresh look. And one thing about this blade is it works perfect for me, because I love that natural look that gives that enhanced 3D look, you know what I'm saying? So I get down when it comes to the line, and that thing is sharp, regardless to my man having the issue that he's having to deal with the hair, you know, set up in the front here. So it is what it is. He likes it, he appreciates it, and who doesn't want a fresh, clean line at the front? So, you know, whatever, you know, people can say whatever they want. People are happy with what they receive, but you gotta know when it's time to let your hair go. And in this case, he just kind of has a little bit of a wider forehead setup. For as long as I've known him, his been always this way. So some people just have bigger craniums, or, you know, occipital bones in the back. Some people have, you know, bigger in the temple area. You know the type. You know, we all got one of those Martian heads in our chairs. Some people have cheekbones that stick out further than the next person. It's crazy. So as you can see, my man's frontal is pretty wide. So it is what it is, you know. But that blade on here, this blade set is worth your money. Definitely get you one. I highly recommend. you do that ASAP. I don't even know why you're watching this video still and haven't put this in that shopping cart. Hit that Gamma Plus website or whoever else is selling this blade set and get it in the mail today, right now, ASAP. Get it ordered, really. And I didn't really want to show too much around the mouth and all that stuff. I just kind of want to demonstrate a little bit of what this thing can do. I think this blade speaks for itself. It's a modified blade, so it's going to do a great job. And that mouth area has no welting going on, which is a bonus, you know, because some people, especially him, he welts easy. We actually don't usually even touch the top part of his cheek area lineup because he welts easy. We don't even use the razor, but it's one of those things that today he was okay with it. The blade felt comfortable, and that's one other thing I will add is this blade almost feels as if it's not going to hit when you first place the blade onto the skin. It's really weird. You have to feel it for yourself. But look at that line, look at that, that's sharp. And again, have to overcorrect a little bit when it comes to the setup that he has. The beard jawline is actually kind of rounded, so I just follow that because that's how his hair grows naturally. He has one of those beards that's just literally underneath that jawline when it goes below that chin. So definitely feel like those of you who appreciate that one cutter, whether it's the Saber, of course, Cyborg, you are going to appreciate this EverSince blade. It's definitely a game changer. I'm excited just having it. Finally, I've been waiting for this thing since I got the ES4 blade, because I do remember EverSince did tease or put out something that was talking about this ES5 blade that's coming out really soon, and we finally got it. So having it is definitely exciting for me, and it's lived up to exactly what I expected. And I can't wait to give you or put out more video uploads that are going to showcase other textures being handled by this blade, because what it did for my guy here is definitely amazing. And he was the last person for the day. He was the only one that was coming in that was available after I unboxed the Protege and equipped it with this thing. So it is what it is, you know. I mean, look at that. It's set up ready for the razor, and he's in the game, you know, fresh. Like I say, he doesn't really like to apply the razor because usually what happens is he gets irritated a little bit by, or a whole lot actually, by the blades that I usually use on all my other trimmers. For some reason, he can't take the blades. So there's times where I just literally go over the top with the clipper. And I'm not saying lining them up, I just kind of taper it up. But we did throw a line on there and edge them up. The last time he was in, I actually did try the Cyborg on him, the Cyborg clipper and the trimmer as well. The trimmer didn't have him welt, so whatever Gamma has going on is not having him welt. You know, Stylecraft and Gamma are just changing the game, and I appreciate this. I was actually talking about how I can't believe we're using the razor on him and he's not irritated. That's what he was just laughing about. I don't know if y'all caught that, but definitely is amazing to see all this craftsmanship that's going into a lot of these tools. It's really amazing. And usually freehanding like this, for example, the blades will snag onto the beard when it comes to those trimmer blades. But in this case, not a problem. Going through it with ease, cutting everything, no problem. Because usually when that blade snags, yo, these people jump up like they're about to fly through the ceiling or something like that. You know, it's crazy. But definitely, I'm glad to see these results. And I don't use holding spray, for those of you who are wondering, unless necessary. I'm not a big fan of those things. Other than that, yeah, that's the final look. I'm just doing details at this point, but if you found this helpful in any way, leave a comment. If you've gotten the EverSince ES5 blade already, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you think the 0.3 is a good setting for the ES5 blade, or should you just do a true zero gap? What did you do? You know, what worked for you? Because zero gapping is something I always tell people. You got to be able to keep some room, just enough room for that cut to be precise, so that the blades, the moving cutter blades, are able to cut hair using that fixed blade. That guide blade is going to be your best friend. You got to use it to your advantage, and it will definitely save you a bunch of headache. So definitely share this video if you must to anybody that's looking to purchase the ES5 blade, and let them know this thing's worth it. If you don't know, you better act like you know about EverSince. They are definitely doing it up in the game, and this is a cool looking blade first, gotta admit, and it performs, so that's a bonus. It's not just a good looking blade. Sometimes these companies will just manufacture something cool looking and throw it out there in hopes somebody buys it, you know. So definitely, yeah. And that is the EverSince ES5 blade, a colossal monster. This thing is definitely beyond beast mode. Get you one, use discount code J.Exquisite, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.